Episode 65, The Warhammer Titan. Before Willie Tybur leaves for the festival, he calms his kids down and bid his final farewell to wife and children. Sometime before the festival, Willie discusses with Theo Magath about the possibility that Willie will be attacked during the event. Willie explains that the Tybur family has been making efforts to improve the social standing of Eldians around the world while focusing their attention on movements on Paradise Island, but they realized too late that their enemies had crossed the ocean and arrived at Liberio. Willie suspects that there are conspirators aligned with Paradise Island, although their identities are still unknown. He explains his plan for using himself and the Marleyan military leadership as a bait to lure their enemies out during his speech in the internment zone. Magath is concerned about the magnitude of the bait and the number of lives that will be lost if the plan is enacted, but Willie replies that they will mostly be Eldians, and if Magath is concerned, he can put the useless Marleyan officers in the danger zone in order to minimize the damage for Marley. Willie questions Magath's sudden concern about the lives of the descendants of devils, given that the commander has sent countless more to their deaths in battle. Magath is still hesitant about risking such an important asset as Willie, but Willie points out that if he does not go out there and speak, there will be no gathering of militaries, journalists, and ambassadors from various countries. He adds that it is important that Eldians, including himself, assume the role of victims of an unseen attack in order to gain the sympathy of the rest of the world. With this, they shake hands and agree to the plan and the fact that both Eldians and Marleyans are devils. In the present, after killing Willie, Eren in his Attack Titan form eats him and proceeds to attack the stands in front of the stage as the crowd flees in panic except for Calvi, who watches immobile and is quickly killed. Colt hurries Gabi and Udo to get up and run, but they get distracted at the sight of Zofia's corpse crushed under a piece of debris. As Colt grabs Gabi to take her out of the danger zone, Udo tries to rescue Zofia despite Colt's hurries, unaware of the human stampede rapidly approaching behind him. Udo is then swallowed by the stampede and gets trampled to death, much to his friend's horror, who take refuge behind a rock. As the Attack Titan continues to wreak havoc, Lara Tybur watches the situation and thanks her brother for his work as the head of the Tybur family. She then transforms into the Warhammer Titan in order to battle Eren. Before she can attack, however, Eren lands the first blow by punching her in the face and knocking her down. Watching from afar, Commander Magath is informed by his men that the Warhammer Titan risks defeat. General Calvi and the rest of the military command are presumed dead, and that the warriors are still missing. His men urge him to order the evacuation of the VIPs. However, Magath instead fires a rifle to signal the counterattack from Marley and orders his men to get ready for the battle. The fight between the Attack and Warhammer Titans continues, with the latter using its power to make a large spike emerge from the ground, impaling the Attack Titan from the abdomen and raising it several meters above the ground. On the streets far enough from the zone of the battle, Colt and Gabi stop running, with the former carrying Udo's badly injured body. Colt is uncertain whether or not Udo is still alive, but says that they should hurry up to the hospital regardless, and laments not knowing where Falco is. From the pit they are trapped in, Pieck and Galliard feel the rumblings caused by the battle. Pieck deduces that Titans are probably fighting, and that this is probably the reason why they were led away. At that moment, the Panzer unit comes to their rescue, and Pieck reveals that this is because she decided to take measures after noticing that the soldier that would eventually lure them into the trap was suspiciously following them. The two warriors are taken out of the trap and informed by their rescuers about the battle between the Warhammer and the Attack Titans. Pieck orders them to prepare the armor for the Cart Titan, and as Galliard attempts to join the fight, Pieck stops him and asks him to observe the situation a little more. They are then shocked to see a group of people advancing over them with anti-personnel, omnidirectional mobility gear. The Attack Titan releases itself by breaking off the end of the spike that was impaling it and barely avoids an attack by the Warhammer Titan, which attempted to strike it in the head with a hammer made of a hardened Titan substance. The attack titan then prepares to charge against its enemy, but it is hit by the cannons of the Marley soldiers. Kozlo is ready to kill the founding titan, but Magath refused to kill the founding titan as it only delay Paradis' plan to start the rumbling. Lara manages to use her hammer to attack Eren, ignoring the hard-end fist and destroying the attack titan's head. As Lara prepares to execute Eren, he calls for Mikasa Ackerman and the Scout Regiment soldiers to attack the Warhammer Titan, destroy the artillery and kill the Marleyan soldiers. Hiding inside a building, Commander Theo Magath makes a call to order an entire Marleyan army division and the offshore fleet to gather at the battlefield and seal off the internment zone, emphasizing that none of the island devils of Paradis Island should be allowed to escape, and especially the holder of the founding Titan, Eren Yeager. After this, he reflects that the fates of the invaders are sealed, since they have earned the wrath of every major nation that lost government officials during the massacre, and that the whole world now knows of the threat of the Eldian Empire, all in accordance to Willy Tyburn's plan. However, he realizes that the enemies are probably already aware of this, and as he tries to figure out what they are planning, a bomb enters through the window and explodes near him. As the room is blown up by the Scout Regiment, the Marleyan soldiers located on the roofs try to shoot them, but the Scouts retaliate by shooting them with pistols attached to their anti-personnel omnidirectional mobility gear. After throwing a soldier off the roof, Jean Kirstein notices that another building has been exploded and goes to scold Floch and other scouts who are preparing more explosives, reminding them to keep civilian losses to a minimum. But Floch replies that all people in the internment zone are enemies, since they have killed many more of the people of the walls. He states that Eren is an example of what they need to do. Atop of the headless body of the attack titan, Mikasa questions Eren if he has an idea of what he has done, as he has killed civilians, including children, and there is no way to undo that. However, Eren does not answer the question and instead points out that the Warhammer Titan is still alive. Mikasa is shocked to see the Titan standing up, since she is sure that she destroyed its nape completely, and the Warhammer Titan then fires a pike of its hardened substance towards them. Mikasa quickly grabs Eren and flees away from the attack Titan's body, barely avoiding getting struck. Eren comes up with a plan to defeat and eat the Warhammer Titan, and asks Mikasa to distract the enemy enough for him to enact it. Outside a hospital, Colt begs a doctor to take a look at the badly injured body of Udo, but the doctor refuses, stating that their beds are full and Udo is already dead. Disheartened, Colt puts Udo's corpse on the ground and asks Gabi to stay with her family and get as far away from the plaza as possible while he goes to look for Falco, ensuring her that the warriors will defeat the invading Titans. However, Gabi refuses and says that she will go to fight too, because she cannot understand why Udo and Zofia were killed. She then runs towards the battle zone as Colt vainly tries to stop her. Finding a convoy of reinforcements, Gabi requests to be allowed in one of the cars, but the gate guards order her to go home. At that moment, the area is attacked by the Scout Regiment, who strike the soldiers with bombs and bullets. As one of the guards tells Gabi to run, he is also killed by a sniper, and Gabi spots his killer, Sasha Brous, atop a nearby roof. Connie Springer comes to Sasha and announces that they have finished blocking that street, but Sasha reminds him that he has forgotten to light his lamp. Connie then places a lamp in the corner of a roof, and the two go to find their comrades. Watching them flee and infuriated even further by the killing of even more people whom she knows and loves as she looks at one of the fallen guards' bodies, Gabi grabs the rifle left by one of them. Connie, Sasha, and other Scout Regiment members join Jean and Floch, reporting that they have taken care of the enemy reinforcements, while Jean says that they have done the same with the enemies of that area. Sasha adds that the lights are in place too, and Jean concludes that the plan is moving forward for now, as long as they can disable the Warhammer Titan in time. But whatever happens after that is unknown, and they will only figure it out if they survive the battle. As Mikasa fights the Warhammer Titan, Eren remembers that this Titan's body materialized from its feet up rather than its nape, and deduces that its human body is located underground, in the point where it originally appeared. Transforming back into the attack Titan, he sees a hole in the street from where a long cable of flesh comes out, attached to the Warhammer Titan's left heel. Eren puts his hand through the hole and grabs the crystallized body of Lara's connected to the other end of the cable, who has been controlling the Titan from there. Eren severs the connection and the now inanimate body of the Warhammer Titan falls to the ground. As his allies look on, Eren attempts to devour Lara but is interrupted from behind by Galliard as the Jaw Titan. Galliard attempts to retake the Founding Titan and kill Eren, but his cheek is slashed before he can bite down fully on the attack Titan's nape. He looks at his attacker and sees it is Levi Ackerman, the scout that nearly killed his mentor Zeke. Eren attempts to grab Galliard, but he nearly escapes on a building, only to be stopped by Mikasa firing a thunder spear, sending him falling. On the ground, he is shocked as the scout regiment regroup and fly towards him, and is confused at their lack of fear of him as a Titan. As the soldiers encircle him, he ponders at how can these mere humans charge towards him with murderous intent, and proclaims them as the devils of paradise, as Levi flies in to finish the fight.